What's up, y'all? It's Ashley.
I'm Fee.
It's Melody.
And Cody here. And you've tapped into
The Mama Stand.
We're all mamas, and we've got 11 kids between the four of us. And let's just say we are tired. But we're also friends who are going through this journey of motherhood together.
Each week, we are giving you some laughs, maybe some tears, sharing our personal stories, and of course, giving advice, what we hope is helpful.
This is the show we wish we had before becoming mamas.
So grandmas, aunties, sisters, uncles, daddies, brothers, everybody who's in the village of raising children, we got you.
Shall we get into it, ladies?
Let's do it.
Good morning in the Mama's Den.
Good
Morning.
Hi, y'all. Okay, wait. Because today is very big. Today, we have a guest. a guest named Karen Derrico from the TLC show, Doubling Down with the Derricos. Double. I don't even know what that means because there's a lot going on here. and I realized something, that even though Melanie's not here, with the faux mamas and Karen, friends, we have 25 children between us.
Oh my God.
Is it really?
And
Girl,
somebody's
that's 'cause
carrying,
you 25. That's the whole
somebody's
classroom.
carrying the most of that.
25?
You got the other
25.
half, more than half.
That's you, sis.
That's me.
Yes, we only have 11
Yeah.
between all of us.
So the rest
Yeah.
on you.
Yes.
So out of the four, then normally who has the most?
I do. I have four daughters. All girls.
I pray for you, Dan. I'm gonna pray for you, girl. I'm gonna pray for
Wait,
you.
while we're praying, so how's everybody today? It's good, you know?
It's good. I'm
I'm
alive.
excited.
Can't
Good.
complain.
It's good. Very. I slept good last night.
Oh, good.
Were you
I slept here in LA.
right?
Okay.
That part.
I
No
did not
children.
have
That's how
any
you
of
sleep
my
good.
babies. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm coming in the room. Mommy, I got to potty. And tapping. One of them just stares there and looks at me. Like I feel her presence. De'Aaron just
Hilarious.
stares. And I'm like,
Wait, I know we're gonna get into it, but
Okay.
just on that note, right? With 14 kids, how many hours of sleep do you get?
I get into bed around 10
Uh-huh.
p.m.
And about what?
Uninterrupted
uninterrupted.
Okay.
until
Un-
when?
7.
Really?
That's
That's
amazing.
good. Girl, that sounds
I
phenomenal.
have to. I
Yeah.
have to. I always laugh because my oldest daughter always says, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. She always whispers
old is
that
she?
in me. She's 18.
Okay.
Okay.
So my oldest is 18. Let me
Okay.
give y'all that
Give it to
rundown.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was
Go
going to
ahead.
ask
We
next.
ready.
Okay.
We can't wait.
Yeah, y'all can keep up with it, right?
Okay.
Okay, so the oldest is 18.
Okay.
She's Darian. Then my son is 13. That's Derek. So you see that little
Yeah,
gap in
that's what I
there?
was doing the math. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, got a little gap. Then after that, it goes full speed ahead.
Okay.
And then I have my twins. They are 12. That's Dallas and Denver.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then I have my set of quintuplets. That's 5. Because, people be like, oh, that's quads. No, it's 5.
Mm.
I'll tell you that story,
Oh
how
my
we got
gosh.
to
Yes, we want all those
5.
stories.
I carried 5.
5 humans, 5
babies.
heartbeats all at
Fi-
once. 6
5.
heartbeats, including yours.
Yeah.
Wow.
All at once. All
Wow.
at once.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did that add up to 14? Are we there?
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. I was like, I
No.
know there's more.
Then I
coming.
have my first set of triplets.
Wait,
Oh,
how old are
Lord.
the 5?
The 5 are 10.
Okay, 10. Okay, so
They're
we got
10.
18,
So
30.
2 years after twins,
Mhm.
2 years after twins, you had 5 at once.
5 at once.
And then the next group,
They are 6.
And
So
that was triplets.
triplets. So one of my triplets passed away after birth. So we call them triplins in honor of my little Carter. And then God was like, wait, I ain't through with you yet, Karen. And then I have another set of triplets. And they're 4.
Karen.
They are
Karen.
4.
Are those,
How,
that's the
Sway?
youngest?
That's the youngest for now. Yeah. I don't have another one.
What?
It ain't no secret.
Wait, what?
I'm not pregnant now, but I plan to. My next baby is manifested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love when women, because I know all of y'all have said it. I bet all of y'all have said, I'm done.
Oh, yes.
I'm still on the fence.
Yeah, that one.
I'm the teeter totter one.
Okay. But I admire people who say they're done. What makes you say you're done?
My husband.
I love it.
For starters.
My husband.
For
What makes you say
starters.
you're done?
I'm sorry.
She's
I'm processing right now. And I have so many thoughts. What made me say I was done was I come from a big family. So I have 7 brothers, 4 sisters. Yes, and I'm a middle child. So feel very
Got you.
insignificant in the fold, right? It just doesn't even matter. However, when I had my fourth child. Okay, so yes, I probably would have had 6 or 7 babies if I lived on a farm and my mother lived with me and like maybe someone else and I had nothing else to do but to mother, and that's the only thing that I wanted to do. I 1,000% probably would have 6 children, me and Chia. But the lifestyle that I have and what I want to do with my life and the type of mother that I want to be, and I put mothering first, I had to stop at 4 because I'm one of 4, and obviously, you know, like I have a therapist, like parenting through trauma, right? And like my experiences aren't necessarily my children's, but I just know how I felt very alone at times, and it wasn't intentional. But my mom was a single mom to 4 kids, and then my dad had 10 children, 8 with my stepmom and 2 with my mom. So just his inability to physically be there because he was working, you know, providing for our family. I just didn't like that experience for myself. And so after I had the fourth, like when I felt that, like I have a big gap between the first 2 is 7 years. So my oldest is 15 and the other one is 7. She's about to be 8. I just felt bad. And maybe it's because I had one child for so long. I kept trying to like compare that to my parenting experience. Maybe if they were like back to back, then it would be, that is what it is. I just wanted to be able to give each of them that kind of like, you know, experience. So for me and my husband, it just, and we don't have any family here. We're away from all of our family. I just was like we would have kept having babies. So he got a vasectomy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I love that. I do. I really do admire people to say, oh, I'm done. I don't know if I'm ever going to feel. And it's not the thing of I'm addicted to pregnancies, nothing crazy like that. I just feel as though I maybe because of what I went through. I'll say that. I grew up very, very religious, going to church, 8 days a week, girl, 28 hours a day. That was me in South Carolina. And I just, I'm one of 4. It's like you, single mom. But I had all my family there. I have like 30 first cousins.
Oh, wow.
Like we have a huge family.
Yeah.
So I thought that, and I always loved children. Early childhood education is my background. So I'm always in a classroom or preschool. So, but when I first got pregnant, I was a flight attendant. I was flying to Friendly Skies based in Detroit. That's where I met my husband. We're getting to all of that. I was supposed to go to church, but I went to the club. Met him. Yeah, girl, I got blessed. God will bless you in mysterious ways and mysterious places, y'all. I was supposed to be at Greater Grace Church in Detroit. And I had already dodged my roommate. Long story short, she's like, you going with me tonight, girl. We going tonight. Tank and Tyrese is performing at the club. And
blame Tank and Tyrese, child.
That sounds like that's someone to blame.
Yes. We get to the club. I see him on the floor dancing alone. I approach him and I'm like, you can't just be standing on the dance floor and not dancing. Because he was like standing alone thinking. I didn't know if another woman was there. I didn't know if my head was going to get knocked off.
Yeah.
I just knew that something about this dude is like, oh my God. Approached him 23 years later. This is where we are.
Wow.
But I was a flight attendant based in Detroit. I was 20 years old, and I just, the first 2 years, you're happy, everything is good, which it was, and my breast was hurting, and I didn't know what was going on. I go to the doctor, and he come back in the room laughing, girl, you pregnant. I found out on a Monday, and Wednesday I miscarried. And so I had never experienced, I never had nobody around me to experience that, and growing up, they'd be like, well, God has his reasons. That ain't helping me right now.
No.
Because I don't understand how you carry your babies and then God took mine. That was a whole lot to process.
Yeah.
And then the second one came along, another miscarriage. What the world? Like, not trying to be funny, and this is definitely a joke, but my mom could get pregnant in the backseat of a car. And you mean to tell me not happening for me? And then my doctor's like, yeah, you need to go to an infertility specialist. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm getting pregnant. Infertility is for people who can't get pregnant.
Right.
Long story short, I go. He said, oh, yeah, secondary infertility. I never heard of that. First of all, I'm like, black women,
Most
we
people
have our
haven't.
babies. What you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
And I went. And he was like, oh, you can get pregnant. You just have, you're sustaining the pregnancy is not happening. He said, just go home, do what you normally do. I'm like, I ain't working none this month. I am not going to Japan. I got pregnant. I went running back to him. And he gave me what's called progesterone and to help sustain the pregnancy. And thank God that that's what happened. And so in all my pregnancies, after I get pregnant, I just have to take progesterone. But when it happened, when you find out that you are and things don't happen the way it's supposed to, like normally you find out you're pregnant, you're happy, you're like, oh my God, it didn't happen that way for me. So my desire to know who the genders of my pregnancy, that went away.
Yeah.
My desire to say, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't just say I'm done because I'm like, this journey didn't happen just easily like that for me.
Yeah.
And people look at me, even my family, like, girl, you ain't done yet. But my experience is not your experience.
Right. Yeah.
Thank God I have a phenomenal husband that takes care of our children and the family, and he does great. He cooks. I can't cook, by the way. Don't ask me this. Anything. Don't ask. Yeah, I'm from the South. Don't ask me to cook. But I just have a really, really great partner in that.
Yeah.
And my pregnancies were normal, morning sickness. But for me, that's why I can't say I'm done.
So, parenting is also a lot about logistics, right? So
True.
I feel you, and I think that makes perfect sense. I think we hear that a lot. Like when we actually remember we met Hashem and Jonetta.
Oh yeah.
Who it's no secret they have, I think, 7 kids now.
I think she's on her 7th pregnancy or
And
6th.
but when we met them, they had like maybe 2 kids, and they were like, "Well, we were told we couldn't have kids, so like every baby's a blessing." And now they're like 7 deep. Cool. Get it. But the logistics of all of these children, right? And so how do you and your husband manage that? Like, I'm very specific. Like, what is your day like every day? Like, who gets them off to school? What kind of car do you have?
Okay.
These are my questions.
What
kind of car do you have?
Girl, I have the same
So
one.
we have
What kind of
Likewise.
Sprinter van? Yes.
Sprinter van. We have a 15-passenger van.
Okay.
We have quite a bit of vehicles, but we
Yeah.
have a 15-passenger van. We have a Chevy Tahoe. We have my little electric car. That's just for me. I had to have something for me.
As you should.
So I have mine, and then that's our 3 cars there
Okay.
that we have. I homeschooled them all.
Okay.
I homeschooled them. At first, I was on the fence about it because I was like, okay, this is a lot. But it was a lot going on currently in the schools and stuff. And my babies are all NICU babies. So when my twins would go to school, or the older 4, I had 5 newborns at home. So I didn't want them coming home with like strep throat, things like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. So my husband, he leaped before me and pulled them out of school. So I was like, what? I'm breastfeeding like 5 babies. What are you talking about? You pulling them out of school? I wasn't the
I'm sorry.
happiest.
She said she
Girl,
was
I'm
breastfeeding 5
You are
babies.
beating me to every single question that
I was like, breastfeeding 5 babies.
Yes, these little things here went to work, y'all.
You are taking every word out of my mouth.
I don't know what else to do but repeat these things.
Girl.
You breastfed.
I breastfed 13 of them. The 14th I couldn't because she was a heart baby. That's my little Dawson. So I pumped.
What is a heart baby? Can you
Heart baby.
clarify?
She was born with VSD, a hole in her heart,
Okay.
and her aortic valve needed to be repaired.
Okay.
So when she was born, she immediately needed open heart surgery. So
Oh,
she
wow.
ended up having 3 open heart surgeries.
Goodness.
And so she had a G tube and all, and I just pumped religiously.
And she's one of the second set of triplets.
She's
So you
one of
still
the-
gave her your breast milk though? You said you pumped.
Still did. So 14, I breastfed all of them.
Yeah.
Another thing that I didn't know about, I mean, no one was like, hey, Karen, so when you have your babies, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
I was like, God, if you ever bless me to have a baby, I want to do all the things I think perceived is right, which is breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And I did. And I just,
I
Spit it
homeschool my
out.
children
Wow.
too, but it's just 3 of
it's
them.
a lot.
Ashley,
feel
I
like
mean,
you're
really, you
like-
need to be doing more.
Do you have support?
The
Like, what
better
does that look
version of
like?
me in my head.
That was something that's funny that you asked, do I have support? I have of course, it's my husband, have our nephew, Eric. My mother-in-law lives in Vegas, but we have no other family there.
Do you have a nanny?
No. No. Okay, so that's another one. She just said support.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to accept a nanny.
Okay.
It's hard for me because I grew up, you have your mama, your aunt, your cousins, your uncles, you have all of that help. And I guess as my mom said, I don't trust everybody with my child. I just don't.
You and Ashley have a
I
lot in
don't.
common.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I don't
okay,
do
hey,
that.
friend.
Ashley,
I
this
don't-
could be you and 10 more children.
No, thank you.
10 more children, girl, but I just don't
I don't have her
that.
body, so no.
Wow.
I mean, she had 14 kids and she looks better than all of us, so there's that.
Stop. No, y'all. Please
There's that.
don't.
No, okay. So I'm gonna give you this nugget. just to simmer in your heart. I am very similar to you. So I actually was homeschooled, and so I homeschooled my children until I was homeschooled until I got to high school. So that's kind of like the same thing that I've been doing. Homeschooled my oldest until she got to high school, and now she's in high school. But I moved here 10 years ago. And Cody probably has been telling me to get a nanny since the moment she met me, because she was like, how are you going to write and do all these things and have kids and da-da-da-da. And so like all of my dreams had kind of took a backseat, because I'm like you. In my mind, I have a vision of like, I'm a mom. I have to breastfeed all my kids and have them naturally, make all their food and da-da-da-da-da-da, right? All of these things. And then this year, between Cody and my friend Melanie, who's not here, she's our other co-host, they were just like really encouraging me to get a nanny. And I actually hired one, which is actually Cody's nanny. So we share a nanny.
My life is hard as a result. Carry on.
We'll have to unpack that later. However, it has substantially changed my life. And so maybe just look into it and start the process of entertaining it, because it has substantially changed my life.
I have a question.
I'll let you ask your question.
Okay.
My question is that something that you want though? Like, do you want support, or are you like, I'm made for this? This is like, how do you feel?
V.
Good question, but no, I want support in where I feel I need the support.
Where do you feel like that is?
That is in teaching. I will hire 5
Oh, there you
teachers
go.
to help me teach all day long.
Yeah.
Do you have
but a
that
person
in Vegas?
nanny? Yes.
Okay.
But
okay.
when it comes to a nanny,
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I feel you though.
You are not replacing me, and I know the parent. I know you're.
I get what you're saying though.
You are not replacing me. My child will not come in the house going, "Mommy, where is such and such?"
So you can program it however you want. Same, right? So I started with when I had my last baby, because it was so hard for me to like teach and breastfeed. I was just like, this is way too much. So I hired a lady to come in to help me teach. Right?
teacher.
She came from 9 to 1,
Mhm.
but then and she's amazing. Swear by her, I would recommend her to everyone. But the price was pricing. So I was like, this is not gonna work for my pockets right now. But then when I hired the nanny, she still comes for the same hours, 9 to 1, but literally she comes and like, we're all in the same room. And she's like playing with the baby while I'm teaching the other 2. Or sometimes I'm like, can you just take the 3 of them to the library or to the park? And then if I have to write, I know, but listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
You don't want them in a car.
I want to unpack some things.
I don't let people take my kids either. But I don't know if I ever told you.
I want to bring
No, I
one thing up
agree.
and then ask a question. And that is nanny or teacher or even, grandparents, whatever. But like, I think my question, and maybe too what Felicia was asking, is like, essentially, any of these people help us have more time for ourselves, right?
They
I
assist
think.
us.
Karen is giving me a full
she
does not want that.
I'm
She doesn't want that. I understand your heart. It's
I just
fine.
have a issue with going. She said something that was really triggering.
With
like,
taking them to
taking
the
them to
library.
Are you with these 13? I know one's in college. Are you with them every moment of well, except now. Are you with them every moment of every day? Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be away
Yeah,
from
this her
them.
identity.
am.
This
Yeah.
who she is.
I am.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
am both my husband and I, and that's what we work hard for, to be able to provide for that, because
Yeah.
Yes.
we grew up with single mom,
Mhm.
and our fathers weren't around, but mom having to work 2 and 3 jobs to take care of us, and we never ever wanted both of us to be gone
Yeah.
completely,
Yeah.
and we wanted the flexibility of being able to say, you know what, I'm going home. I'm done for today. So with him in real estate and me at home, it was like, okay. And so we find that time of tag teaming out.
Yeah.
I'm still human. I
Yeah.
still need my me time.
Yeah.
I still find, which is why bedtimes are important, which is why schedules are
Yes,
important.
Yeah.
let's get
So
into
when
that.
I talk to moms, and I have like 2 friends, and I call them, I'm like, why is your baby up at 10 p.m.
Girl,
interrupted our conversation?
me
of
and you
us
are the same person.
I can't do that.
What's your kids' bedtime?
8 o'clock,
All of them?
except the oldest.
Love.
Except my oldest, 8 o'clock.
here for it.
8 o'clock, you have to be in the bed.
What time does it start? Like, what time do you start the process of bedtime?
About 7:30. What? Because the younger 3, the triplets, everyone has a headache at bedtime. Everyone has to
hungry.
use the restroom, or
Right.
they're hungry, or
Right.
something at
Some
7:30.
water. I
So-
need some water.
Yes. So I done beat that. I got you a sippy cup right by the bed.
Okay.
Bottle of water. You don't have
Okay.
to get up. You don't. And I have these moments where it's like, there's times that my husband and I have to have a conversation. We need to talk. We need to talk about grown folks thing. And everyone thinks that everything about marriage is intimacy and having sex, and it's not. I need to talk to you because guess what? Child number 4 got on my nerve today, and I needed you to intervene because, woosah.
Yeah.
We have that. Okay, baby, so what's your schedule for tomorrow? This is what I
Yeah.
have planned doing. This is what, Darian, our oldest, she needs to do this. And we have those moments to have the conversation.
Yeah.
So I don't need my little triplets up running around.
Oh no, I
talking
think we're all in
about-
agreement.
Yeah, my
These
kids go to bed at
got to go to
7:30. I
bed.
don't play. Good night.
Yeah,
See you
yeah.
I
tomorrow.
fully support it. I'm just impressed that you get all of them down by 8:00. That's
Girl,
why
it's
I'm
the
in
eye,
awe.
it's the stare. What did I tell you? Go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
She said it's
oh,
the stare,
But
wait,
you
it's
know
the
what? I
eye.
think that there's probably more structure in your home because you have more children. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's how my house
Yeah.
is too. The more children you have, the more you become
Mhm.
very aware that the structure and the schedule is very important. And that's how
Mm.
your family thrives.
That's a
So
word.
I can,
I like
I'm
that.
seeing and understanding. But I do have a question then. Are your children in sports or activities, and how does that work? Like, how do you manage all of these 13 schedules?
There are things. They're about to start. So 6 of them are in. They form their own group, the Derrico group. They
Okay.
sing. They have a song out, and they sing that. Yep, they do that.
What age are those 6?
So let me see. It's the twins, which they're 12, and then it's 4 the quintuplets.
Okay.
So you got 10 and 12
Okay.
Okay.
doing that.
They grown.
And
They
then
little singing group.
girl,
Okay.
you ought to see. I'd be like, y'all don't need mommy to sing back up. Like, can you woo woo woo? And they be like, no. So they booted me out their little group.
Yeah.
So there's something. My oldest son wants to get into basketball. He already picked out his draft suit
Mhm.
for NBA draft.
Oh,
Girl,
wow.
yeah.
I
Okay.
love
So he's
this.
manifesting that, and I don't. He bring me stuff. I be like, oh yeah, baby, yeah, that's good. I don't want to kill any dreams, so I
Yeah.
work with him on that. So we're getting back into that. And one of my quintuplets, my girl, she wants to be. Well, one of them wants to be a chef.
Okay.
So I'm got her into cooking classes.
Yeah.
One of them wants to be a figure skater. And then
How do you support that? What's
we're
the,
about to start in that. We
Yeah.
we got the ice hockey team in Vegas, so
Mhm.
Okay.
take her there to do some skating lessons. And then the other one wants to be an attorney.
Oh wow.
Aw.
So she shadows different attorneys around. We're starting that. We're getting
Yeah.
that process started. So that's how we juggle some of the schedules and stuff. I mean, we have a 5-day, 10-hour schedule with filming our reality show.
That's what I
Right.
was gonna bring up.
So-
So you're 5 seasons in. How did you guys what made you want to be a part of reality TV? How did that happen?
Also, how many kids did you have when you started?
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
That's really good. I had look, I count 11. I had 11. So what kick-started was
Mhm.
quintuplets.
Okay.
It was a whole story with that. Lived
Yeah.
in Vegas, had to move to Lord, what's the state? Arizona. Had to move to Arizona at 22 weeks of pregnancy.
Mhm.
We'll get into all of that, but remember this little note right here.
Okay.
I want to say this because a lot of people get afraid and they think, what am I to do? I was told immediately in the same breath when they found 4 heartbeats to schedule my abortion.
Why?
Wow.
Because they were like, girl, you're 100 pounds. You'll never carry. You'll never carry. And one of those doctors looked like me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that because a lot of people get all, oh my God, I want to find people. Sometimes it be your own kind that don't always
Mhm.
support you.
That's true.
But I made it to each week. When I found the 4, I went back 2 days later. I did spot, and I thought I lost. And the doctor was like, well, Mother Nature's probably kicking in. We're gonna just take a look. They found 4 in the 5th heartbeat under the pocket of blood.
Girl.
My husband was like, turn my wife upside down and make sure there's no more babies in her. Like the same day. Like seriously. So
we
when
ain't got time for 6.
Yeah. So for 4, they were like, schedule your abortion, right? That was 2 days earlier. And then
Okay.
on the 5th, when the 5th heartbeat came, they were like, yeah, so we got the room available for you. If you want to go ahead and schedule this.
Wow.
How many weeks were you at this point?
Girl, I was like 6-7 weeks.
Okay.
I
so
found
it's
her like
fresh.
early.
Yeah.
And my husband called my mother-in-law, and she was like, well, you're against it, so you already know your answer. And like just that simple line.
Mhm.
We were like, we're going home. We're gonna take these babies
Yep.
and we're gonna go
Yeah.
home. And each week he was like, well, you get to 22 weeks, I want you to go to my mentor. And he
The
only
doctor
does.
said this.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And his mentor only does triplets, quints, sextuplets. I go to him. I'm his first and only Black patient to ever naturally conceive quintuplets.
I was about to ask that
Because I
question.
have
Yeah.
hyperovulation.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, when women,
Is it
you
the
Ding, ding, ding.
progesterone?
I was
eggs.
like,
No,
Is it
because I don't start that till after.
Okay.
So just like any of you, I just have sex and boom, here they
Yeah.
go.
That's
And
wild, sis.
Wait, hold on. What is hyperovulation?
Hyper is when your body, like how she released 2 eggs or
Uh-huh.
whatever happened. Well, my body was like, we're gonna release a
More,
whole
yeah.
boatload of them.
Yeah.
for you.
Wow.
And then
okay.
it just so happened
Mhm.
during that time we were active in 5 of them. So the 5th one was actually, I guess, stimulated a little later
Mhm.
than the other 4.
And that means none of them are identical.
No,
Okay.
all of them is 5 different sacs. 2 of them look identical. Like
This is
Yeah.
riveting.
yeah. So it's just
So you went to the mentor.
went to the mentor, went there to the hospital at 22 weeks, and they came to me during the pregnancy. Hey,
Mhm.
you know, we normally do like a press release,
Mhm.
da 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 da. So I was like, fine. I carried them. They didn't think I was going to carry them at all, full term.
Mhm.
But full term for quintuplets is 32 weeks.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
carried them 32 weeks and 2 days.
I know that's
They had a
right.
huge party. Yeah, girl. I was like,
Yeah.
at the time, I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I carried them. But they had a big party for me. 2 days later, I danced at that party, which did it. But 2 days later, girl, my water broke naturally while I was homeschooling my daughter
Yeah.
on Skype.
Of course it did.
And everything I prayed for happened. I did
So
not
wait,
want to
wait,
be
wait.
induced.
The mentor was in Arizona.
Mentor was in Arizona.
it.
He was
So-
a doctor, and this is all he do is
And so
triplets.
your kids were still in Vegas. That's why you said
4 of them, yeah.
you were homeschooling over
The
Skype.
older 4 was
Girl.
in Vegas with my husband, and I was there alone. No family, no for those nurses and all they were doing laundry. We were hooked on Naked and Afraid, y'all. We would be in my room. They would be on their shift, nightly shift on the hour break. We all
Yeah.
looking like, what's gonna happen?
Mm.
Ooh,
That's
girl.
beautiful.
So were you there for
Doula
10
energy.
weeks or were
Yeah.
you?
I was
Oh,
there
Lord.
until my baby's turn, 4 weeks? 4 weeks old?
Wow.
Wow.
When
Was
did
your
your husband
husband
come?
ever to
Yeah. It was hard for him to come. Y'all are so on it. My husband came about when I had like hard moments.
Okay.
You know, I was like, one day I just broke down in the hospital, like, I need to see my husband and some family. And
Yeah.
my doctor made that call, and my husband just popped up, thank God. But he came. He was at home trying to set up a house. Like,
Yeah.
how we gonna do
Yes,
to go
fair.
from 4 to 9?
I'll tag team back again.
Yes, so he was there. And my water broke. I went into labor. September 6th, girl, I had 5 Virgos. And I had to say that 5 Virgos. My husband's a Virgo. My mother-in-law's a Virgo. And so, yeah, 5.
Wait,
And,
did you have your children vaginally or do you have to have a C-section when
my
there's
first
multiple?
4 was all vaginal. My twins.
2 sets of twins. And the
No, my older 2 are individuals.
okay.
So single
older
single
two,
twins,
then
all
twins.
vaginal.
Okay,
Okay,
so
hold on,
first 4.
hold on. Okay, so when you're having
That's right.
them vaginally and there's 4 that you're trying to push
No,
out.
those,
No.
no.
The
Those
first
were
4,
the
but
first
a
4.
single, then a
Oh,
set of
yeah,
twins.
I was like, okay.
Girl, we over here doing
Like,
trigonometry.
I know this is the math.
Yes. No, the first 4.
I was like,
were
what?
vag- You like, girl, you were in there pushing.
I was like,
but
no, how does this? Hold on.
But with twins though, when I don't know, you had yours vaginal.
I did.
Yeah,
I had a VBAC. I had a C-section with my oldest, and then I had a
Wow.
vaginal birth with the twins.
I was nervous with the C-section because my doctor, he was so good. He was like, if both are head down, you can have them. And I literally, it happened just like I was scared, but it happened just the way. It's like they came like 2 minutes apart. I pushed. He grabbed that baby. I said, oh, I gotta go again.
Okay.
I pushed again, and there
Oh,
it go. But with the
child
5, I
mama.
was trying.
yeah.
I was trying with the 5. He's like, girl, you ain't pushing 5 babies
He
out.
said,
They
what are you
probably
trying
all
to
trying to be
prove?
like, who's
What are
he
you trying to
But I
prove
had
they
my
got
hand
here?
down. I was like, I'm gonna do this. He said, no. And we went in, and when I tell you everything was God sent for real, like the doctors in my delivery after each of my quintuplets were born, they prayed. They were like, God bless this baby. Bless this baby. Baby A is out. And then they held, because I didn't know
I'm
the
gonna
genders.
cry.
And they
It's so
held the baby
beautiful.
up, and they're like, baby A. And I was like, God, amen, baby born, healthy and happy. And I was like,
Oh
I'm in
my
there laying down.
God.
My husband missed that delivery, by the
Yeah.
way. This is a long story.
Was he like driving up?
Girl, he couldn't make it up. He had to
Oh.
fly up. They were trying to get him on anything private up
Yeah.
to there, but he couldn't. He got there about 2 hours later. So all 5 were born. They did a press release, and that's when like all of these
Networks start reaching her. Okay.
started reaching out.
I know that's
And then 2 or 3 years later, we were like, y'all, we gotta get a hang on this. Like, this is a lot.
Mhm.
And that's when the show.
Yeah. So
Wow.
after the quintuplets,
So
and they
after
were
the quints, after the triplets, the first set, when the show got picked up, I was pregnant, didn't know
with
it.
the triplets.
With this last
Well,
with
you
the
just keep
first
saying first
set of
set, and I'm
triplets.
like,
first set, second
shoot.
set. I gotta like put them in order. I gotta
No,
keep,
no,
I
we
gotta
get it.
keep
I
'em
think
up
it's
with
the idea that
It
you
is.
have two sets.
Yeah, two sets.
Like,
Does that ever hit you where you're like, oh, the first set of, oh, that's crazy.
'cause I'm over here
Like,
tripping.
when
I'm speechless.
when I'm sitting and I'm looking at like photos of them, like one to flash on my phone,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, 5 of them was in me.
Girl.
Wow,
Girl.
it hits me like that, like, and I
Yeah.
have to hit myself like, baby, all 5 was in me,
That's crazy.
and it's like the
Aw.
story.
I
So
know.
what made us?
I know.
So what makes me do it is just what makes me and my husband do the show is there are people out there that need to hear
Yeah.
this story. They need to hear and don't give up.
Right.
Don't give up. Don't be so quick to say, well, it's not for me or count
Mhm.
yourself out. And it just didn't happen that way for me. Like me just, oh, I'm gonna get pregnant and have a baby. Or oh, how I would never ever think that God would bless me to have given birth to actually 15 babies because my baby Carter passed
Mhm.
and have 14 here walking earth. So I owe them, I owe God
Mhm.
this glory of I just owe it to him to say, God, I thank you. I thank you
Mhm.
for this. I thank you because I have friends and I can like cry that are trying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I deal with I gave myself the term, so don't laugh, but I feel with fertility guilt
Mm.
because here I am at the drop of a dime can get pregnant. And I got friends out there who's, they're on Peloton, they're eating everything healthy, they're
Mhm.
taking all the vitamins, and they're not. And it's just,
Yeah.
who am I to sit here and hold these blessings and
Yeah.
not tell people about it?
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's more than just, okay, you got this platform. It's a thing of, hey, tell your story.
Mhm.
Tell your story and help others out there. Thank you so much. So that's how it came about.
But
Wow.
girl, you're also just like such a wonderful, thoughtful mom.
Yeah.
Like just to
Thank
hear,
you.
and it isn't to say homeschooling is better than
Yeah.
it's just my observation of like how you choose to care for all of them and be present for all of them and partner with your husband, the way that you articulate those things and the gratitude that you carry. It's just really beautiful to see.
It
Thank
really
you.
is. It
Thank
really
you
is.
so much.
I feel like, it's funny. I was out of town, like traveling back and forth with my husband, and my mom came into town to watch our kids. And I came home this time, and I looked at my husband, and I was like, I started crying because when you were saying like these 5 babies were in me, I literally like looked at my kids, and I was like, the most fulfilling thing that I've ever done is become a mother. And I think sometimes that there's a lot of women who don't feel that way. And that's totally fine. But I feel very connected to you because I feel like you probably feel how I feel about being a mother and parenting your family. But like, I honestly can say that like when I'm with my children, I feel like I am living my divine purpose. Like
Absolutely.
this
I feel the
is
same with 2 kids.
yes.
Just so y'all know.
Yeah, no, but this is beautiful.
Yeah.
But just to have
Yeah.
that feeling about your children and to
Mhm.
feel so deeply connected to your experience as a mother and to feel like there is nothing in this world that God could ever give me that would be more important to being their mom.
Absolutely.
I just texted the kid's father on the way here, and I had pulled over. I was telling Ashley I was crying. I was being emotional per usual. And I was like, on God, capital G-O-D, I was like, I'm so thankful for our kids, just
Yeah.
randomly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not random. It happens all the time, but I feel like it's, what would I be doing outside of this? They've given us so much purpose.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I also think
Absolutely.
that, all of us being here, Melanie as well, us becoming mothers have been able to help other mothers.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
that's the
Yeah.
part, as you're
Yeah.
saying too,
Yeah.
is like, it's so divine. I genuinely feel the same way. I feel like God, I have a calling on my life, and it has to do specifically with
Yes.
motherhood.
Yes.
Across the board,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
how I feel. Like I just feel like God is like, girl, I gave you all of these little blessings
Yep.
for you to go out and tell a story.
Yep.
And I always say that, my grandmother always said, go tell it on the mountain. That's that gospel song. And it's like, yes, yes, go and
Oh,
tell it.
Lord.
Go and tell. People always, every day I feel as though we all walk around. wanting to see a miracle, but we want to see the miracle we want to see. I want $1
Girl.
million right here. Ooh, that's $1 million. That's my miracle. No.
Ooh, I'm about to
People
cry.
always say they want to see a miracle. Well,
Look at your
I
life.
gave birth to all of these
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
And listen, people that I have family and friends that was in disbelief
Yeah.
of me having the babies, and they weren't my cheerleaders. And I'm like, I don't need to hear this right now. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
had to
girl.
learn how to shut people out,
Yeah.
shut people down. It's sad because some of those people looks like your family or is your
Yeah.
family. And it's so hard. It was so hard for me to grasp that
Yeah.
and to go through this journey. And when people say to me, "What? You having another baby? What? You,
Oh,
yeah.
This is me. I haven't asked you for food, water, money, anything. This is me
Yeah.
having them." And people, they make up their own narrative.
Mhm.
Or the
Yeah.
doctor said you won't be. What doctor?
Yeah.
I've
Right.
never ever, thank God, I have been blessed. I've only had morning sickness. Over half the things that I know people with one baby go through, and I'm not saying it like that in a negative
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that people put that on me. You have 5 babies. You have gestational diabetes and stuff. I did not. So stop putting your narrative on
Yeah.
me. That is not me.
Yeah.
I want to have another baby as long as it's me and him, and we want to
Yeah.
have it.
Mhm.
We're gonna do it.
Yes.
People
So
project.
they do.
They
100%.
project.
Yeah.
Especially because
do.
pregnancy is a very different experience for everyone.
It
Yes.
is.
And
It is.
parenting.
And it's
Yeah.
their
And
story, though.
parenting.
It's their
Yeah.
journey. If you're
Yes.
struggling
Yeah.
over there with your one, girl, I can't get this one down. I can't do this.
Yeah.
But that's not me, though.
Yeah.
Girl.
When if all 14 of them was in here, you wouldn't know it. Why? Because that's how my husband and I have. Hey, have a seat. You're in the
Girl.
presence of company as we grew up with. Have a seat.
You want 3 more?
Train
Just for
them.
like a
She does,
weekend. You
actually,
know what I'm
yes.
saying?
You gotta train them.
She actually does
wish-
want 3 more.
No,
They were
do
like,
y'all have?
"Mommy."
Y'all should do like tips, like a book. Do you have a book?
No.
Because I think Ashley has a really good point that like when you have more kids, you're kind of forced
You
to
do.
create those routines.
You
And I
do.
think for me, I have 3. Like we're at the place where we haven't been forced.
Yes, you are.
We might okay. I might be being forced right now, but like even to understand what sort of ways you implement structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
come on,
Go
you
write
got
that
the
book.
kids. You got
See,
the
with everything
experience.
going, you know something I learned though, and I don't know if you all witnessed or grew up with this. You know, when you don't talk back to your parents, right?
Mhm.
You just don't. Oh, we wouldn't be sitting here
Mine
on the
do.
couch today.
Mhm.
Cody.
The one thing that I learned is my mom always made it where, and I love my mom. She did an excellent job raising us, and I understand they all grew up with you don't talk back, you don't
Yeah.
ask questions.
Mhm.
We allow our children to ask the questions
Mhm.
because we have to be able to explain to you why we said no.
Yes.
And I think that was a lot of my upbringing is like, why can't I go to the party? Because I said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why?
Yes.
What
Mhm.
reason?
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Like,
I
is
have a
it
question.
because
The
of
safety reason.
yeah, is it
Yeah.
safety? Is it the person's? I
Mama?
don't know who those adults are. Do you know them on a deeper level than I do? And
Yeah.
you're like, I don't trust them around my child. But explain that.
I have a question,
Mhm.
Mama Karen. I agree. I definitely parent similarly, but I do feel like my children take them questions like one step past. And so really, like, how do you set that boundary? That's like, I'm gonna explain this to you, but the third time, bro, like, what are
Okay,
your
bro,
tips?
the third time. Well, okay, so let's do a little role play.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, a little role play. Let's do this.
Am I
love
the
role playing.
7-year-old? I'm 7. My oldest is 7.
You're 7. Okay, you're 7.
Yes.
Okay, ask me a question.
Why are we leaving right now? I'm not ready to go.
Oh, well, we're leaving right now, babe, because traffic is really, really backed up. Go get your shoes and stuff on. I don't want to be in traffic all day long, and we need to get out of here.
But I'm not ready. Why?
I told you 10 minutes ago to get ready. So you need to get your shoes on. What's taking so long? What is
I'm so
you having
scared.
problems with? What is it?
I'm so
Is it your
scared.
shoes?
But now
What-
you
what's
listening.
wrong?
That's a good point.
But why can't you
no,
get
that's
ready?
fair.
What
Okay,
is it?
okay.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Because I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave.
Why
I want to
don't
stay
you want to go?
because I want to be with my friends.
Oh, well, baby, we'll have time to play with your friends. This is a very important appointment we got to get to today. What time are your friends going to be available? Are they going to be available later on today?
She's really pivoting the thinking.
Yes.
But you have to. You have to.
Yeah, you
say
gotta
that.
trick them.
Yeah,
I'm
you
here for
have to. You want to be with your friends, but this is not just the only day ever in your life.
Yeah.
So what is
Yes.
going on in your friend's life that you can sit down and now you're making them think and say, okay, appointment, time management.
Yep.
Okay,
You're
okay.
saying, okay, so I gotta go with my mommy and we can get together and play later on today. What does your schedule look like? Now you got that in your child.
write that book.
I
Call
agree.
Marnisha. Call
I
Marnisha.
know.
This is a
We're-
Marnisha
We're
moment.
super there.
This is exactly what it is.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
having those conversations, not
Yeah.
just now. Imagine if I just said to you, no, we got to go right now. Now
Uh-huh.
I have just neglected what your thoughts and your
Yeah.
feelings
Yeah.
are
Mhm.
and what you want to do. And
Mhm.
all you want to do is spend time
Okay,
with your
but what
I'm
friends.
so
was
happy you're
hold
saying
on
this.
really quick, really
Yeah.
quick. Follow up. What if there's 4 of them asking you at the same time? In my case, 3, but like, how do you still?
Everybody gather around. I'm going to explain this one time and one time only.
If your
Is
name
every- can
begins
everybody
with
hear me?
D, this
Can you
is
hear me clap
what it
once?
is.
If you can hear me.
Oh, girl, I do the clap.
Do you use that? I was
I'm like,
thinking
gather around.
because
clap.
at school they do that. There's a clap sound that they make, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we should be doing that at
I do
home.
I
the
do.
clap.
Yes, I do the clap. And then it's one that they do, Quiet Coyote.
They love
Oh,
saying quiet
Zen
coyote. I didn't know
music.
why.
They
When I tell
all
my children be quiet, they're like,
practice.
that's rude. Say silent coyote. That's what they
Yeah.
say to me.
Silent Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's
I
always
just-
this.
It all gets them together too. They be
Sometimes
how
I'm like,
would
loud noises.
like, yeah. I've used it, and when we're
Oh
like
my.
together now, my husband be looking at me like, "Girl, just tell it off."
Is that partially your background in education?
Mm-hmm. It
Wait,
is.
how do
It is.
your children? So, thinking of disciplining, how are they responding to being on television, and how do
Mhm.
you feel about disciplining them on television? Like, does that make you a little self conscious? Like, how does that work? You know what I mean?
That's such a good question.
We
Mhm.
in front of cameras, like crewing all there. Hey, have a seat. This is we use our tone,
Yeah.
and they, as far as being on television, we don't. We're raising them to remain humble.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you're not going to be on here acting like you Michael Jackson, the star of it.
They might be girl with
you
this
know-
with this group, honey.
Right.
They definitely.
Jackson
I
fight.
feel it. Yeah, I feel it
Jackson
there.
fix.
But I just we let them know. Look, you know what? This is a responsibility. This is a blessing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and we want to teach you how to speak to those other little 10-year-olds out there,
Yeah.
Okay.
and 18-year-olds out there.
They
and stuff
watch
like that.
themselves back on
They
the
watch
show.
themselves.
That's
I don't
cute.
watch myself back.
Really?
I can't. I don't know because I'll sit there and be like, no, why did I say that?
That's how I am with the podcast,
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Really?
I'm like,
Gives me
it's
the
yeah,
ick.
not-
it gives me the ick.
yeah, because you feel like you
Mhm.
want to go back and repeat it or do it over, and I just don't. But when it comes to them, we just talk to them and let them know, we are doing this for the greater good. We're helping
Mhm.
other families out there. We're
Mm.
talking to other children. So what would you tell yourself? And think before you speak.
Yeah. And then how do you think they feel, or what have they said about like growing up on television and watching that back over it's 5 seasons, 5 years?
Yeah. Well, we're going into the 5th season, so yes, about
Okay.
5 years.
Okay.
It's whatever they want to do. We want to nurture them.
Yeah.
And that's, like with the singing, they want to nurture. One want to be a chef. She didn't say nothing about celebrity chef. She just wants to be a chef. And we want to nurture that. And I
Mhm.
think half the time when we're parenting our children, we go into this mode of, and y'all will see on this season where,
Mhm.
you kind of like, do you want to do something for me? Or do I want to relive my childhood in you or anything like that? But
Yeah.
it's about finding what they want to do. My
Mhm.
oldest, she's a phenomenal singer. She's a great writer.
Nail tech.
And
This is
nail
my-
tech,
this
yeah,
is my
nail
nail
tech
tech.
too.
Side
girl,
hustler.
nail tech girly. So I want to nurture them in that. And you'll find your job as parent, and it's so much easier when you find what they like to do,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
find how to nurture that.
Yeah.
In that.
I
And
agree
so
with that.
when you spend all this time trying to force them to do things, and again, we'll see that this season because
Yeah.
my daughter went away to school. I sent her all the way to NYU for a summer program.
Can we
and-
talk about that, please?
Yes, we can.
I think we're all also very nervous for that. I know you more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Feeling
She has a
nervous about that
15-year-old.
transition. How has that been?
Well, for me, it was good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah,
Because
tell us why.
I was 19, 20, became a flight attendant from a little small town from Kingstree, South Carolina. Like, that's close to like Charleston, Columbia,
Mhm.
Florence areas. And I had never flown a day in my life. Very segregated city. Very, very. And I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's where
was
my mom
broke.
is from.
Ooh, yes. I was broke as a joke. I'll tell a story later. Broke as a joke in my apartment, saw an employment guide, needed a job, and I applied. Do you love flying? Yes, never flew. Are you great with people? Yes, love doing it. And I got the job a year later. That's another whole story, y'all. I had a
Yeah.
lady prophesize to me and tell me the whole thing. I didn't believe her. Either way it go, I enjoyed what it did for me
Mm-hmm.
as a 20-year-old flying around the world. I mean, when my friends was cramming papers and exams and stuff, I was like, I'm in Rome. What you talking about? What you doing?
Mhm.
I loved what diversity did for me.
Mhm.
And I want her. My daughter loves to speak Spanish. She loves to be out in that midst. So she was like, I love New York, mommy. I want to go to New York. And I was like, well, you're not just gonna go to New York and get an apartment. What you thinking? That's what she thought.
Yeah.
And so I said, I went online, found NYU program in writing, dramatic writing, and she went for the summer. 4 weeks there. She loved it. That's when she got her nail game up and stuff.
Aw.
And my husband on the other end was like, no. He's like, no, I want to be able to protect her. That's that Virgo. I've called Virgo Detroit in him. He want to always be there to protect all our children. It's like if something pops off, baby, I cannot get there.
A Virgo. Ain't he from the D? Okay.
Yeah. What up, though? Yeah, I just learned
That's
that.
why you not letting nobody take them kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
He's
he was
like,
like,
library.
no, library,
That's from the
location.
D.
Did she say take and location all in the same sentence?
I want you to know that I've known this woman for like, I'm just giving you clarity. She has been Cody's nanny for what, how long?
How did we get here? For 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
So
3
I have
years is not long. Does she have PhD?
Girl, but my kids are 5 and
No,
7.
but
But I don't let people take mine either. So I feel
Yeah,
you.
I
feel
No,
you.
I was the same
I'm
way,
so
but
weird
this is
about it.
someone that I've watched with someone else's children for over 3 years, has gotten to know her. But listen, it's
Ashley,
fine.
you do not have to defend your decision.
I feel
Okay,
like I do to her
to
because
hire a very capable professional nanny.
we're like the same person.
Can
and
we
she's
say
judging me.
support?
It's
Can
my
we
own
say
anxiety.
support staff versus nanny?
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's what
wait.
it is.
Support.
Because I
Okay.
feel you though. I do feel like
Well, Erica
sometimes
is like support staff. She's
But
more
what
than a
is-
nanny.
What is
Listen,
your nanny doing?
I
Is she
will-
doing your laundry?
Let's be clear.
anything?
I
Not
agree.
mine, but
I
hers.
agree with all these titles. No, she does the kids laundry. Never
You
mind. I'm
wanna
not
do
even
their
gonna go
laundry
back.
too?
I don't want her to do none of that.
Girl,
The
okay,
nanny
we'll have to
definition is
offline.
Yes, I want to be
We will have
clear
to
The
that
offline.
nanny definition
nanny,
is different.
babysitter, support staff, like the title is the title. Like I actually kind of butted up against nanny for a long time. It
Yeah.
was like a weird word to me, and it
Yeah.
felt like I don't know. It felt like it was something for rich people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
Like-
it does
Even
feel
for
like there's like a
Caucasian
racial
people.
connotation to it
Yes,
too. Yeah,
100%.
for
It's
sure.
just a word that I butted up against until I kind of realized like she's there 5 days a week, you know? And so it started before they were in school. So it was
Okay.
like kind of all day, but we work all day. Like we go to an office and we work all day. So it was necessary for
Yeah.
us to figure something out. And it was going to be daycare or it was going to be a nanny. None of our family is here. And so I don't have the option of just like my mom being here all the time.
Mhm.
Right.
too.
And homeschooling wasn't of interest to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm interested in it. It was kind of like the decision. Ultimately, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so somebody got to watch them.
Mhm.
Right, because
Yeah.
the important thing is both you and your husband work outside the home. And
Yes.
so it is important to realize your life, you've created your life
Yeah.
and set it up the way
Yeah.
because this is
Mhm.
how you want to parent. And this is what you want to do with your life, right? And same for me. My husband works from home, so he's also been able to help, but I don't have to work. If that makes sense, like my money is not making a difference in our home. So I'm able to homeschool them because of that.
Mhm.
However, if it was a different situation, then I would not be. Because when I lived in Ohio, we were both working. My mom was homeschooling my daughter first, and
Mhm.
I worked outside the home. But, I was like, I'm only my mom. That's it.
Right.
But when we moved here, I was like, well, I guess I have to do it because I'm not sending her somewhere else. Like that was out for me. So yeah, I think that's also important. Like what I've noticed with most homeschooling families or most people that have multiple children,
Mhm.
they have a supportive husband. And
Yeah,
that is
that's
what
true.
makes it
Yeah.
you're able to do that. Is
Yeah,
that husband
that's
is
true.
supporting your decision in that lifestyle.
Mhm.
And
It
I
is.
want to
Yeah.
add too, or maybe recontextualize. Like Tommy and I do work outside the home. Nanny was like sort of obvious, right? Someone's
Yeah.
going to care for them or they're going to go to daycare. And I think with Ashley or even people like Ashley, right, that like could be at home doing all the homeschooling, taking care of them, and that could be it. She doesn't have to make any additional money. But her deciding to have a nanny was to free up her time.
Yes.
Right. And this is not a judgment. Just
No,
to be
no.
clear,
Yeah.
this is like for anybody considering, right? It's
Yeah.
like we all have to figure out, I want to write, I want to dream, I want to vacation with my girls. And how do I make that happen if I have kids at home? Talk to the partner. Can the partner step in or not? Can we afford to have help? Can we call grandma? Like we all have to make these
Mhm.
Yeah,
decisions.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that decision is hired help.
Yeah.
you
What
know?
are we gonna see on this new season?
Well, you will see my daughter
18-year-old?
transition. Yeah, my
Okay.
oldest daughter. I'm sorry. Transition into what's life after graduating from high school, and you see, we move into a new home
Oh,
finally.
congratulations.
Thank you.
You're
Move to a new home.
How many rooms do you have? I'm just being nosy now. Or are you
I
like
think
a
it's a
bunk?
good question.
Yeah, I'm like
Valid.
bunk beds.
4 sets of bunk beds, 5 bedrooms. Oh my gosh, we have a bigger kitchen. which if you watch the show, you know I don't cook. I keep saying that over and over again.
Is your
Don't
husband
ask
doing
me.
all the cooking?
My husband
I
does all
love
the
this life
cooking.
for you.
He does all the cooking.
So does hers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fact.
I don't listen. I want a beautiful kitchen just to look beautiful.
Sure.
I want to cut up my salad in there and get out. That's it. I don't want. I literally almost burned down our house.
What about breakfast? You know what I mean? Oatmeal, bagels. What you getting these kids? These
Pancakes.
14 kids.
Pancakes.
Okay.
Every
I
day?
do pancakes.
You do
Okay.
that?
I do that.
I
That I
love
do.
that for
That I
you.
do. That's because
Yes.
I'm not turning on the stove. I'm using my little flat plate thingamajig to do.
You just add water or from scratch?
Oh, girl, I don't do nothing from scratch.
She like, girl,
Nothing
that's
but give
that Lego
birth.
my what's that one? She like, that's
She
that
said, I
frozen
homeschool
one.
my kids. I breastfed 14 kids. I draw the line at cooking. All
Yeah,
right.
I don't do
I
the
feel you.
cooking.
I
I
feel
just
you.
don't. And I'm a very picky eater, so I don't taste my. Look, girl, when you praying over my food, you're like, Lord, please let this thing be edible. Please, Jesus, let it be good. That's what you're praying over. Like, no, I don't. I can. But if you tell me something, I love to research. If you tell me something right now, if you tell me something, I leave out here. Let me get your number, and I'll text you like, girl, this is what I found.
Okay.
At night, I love to research. There are things that I am working on for myself that I really want to do. But I just feel as though, when will it happen? And I know what you're saying. Hire that help, girl. You can make it happen.
I'm not saying anything.
If something presented itself worth me saying,
Yeah.
let me bring in the extra help, I definitely will do that. I don't mind it.
Okay, I like that.
I'm open to it. Sitting on a couch talking. This is so like laid back. But they're just for me to just be like, okay, girl, I'm gonna hire somebody.
Mhm.
And then I'll tell you this real funny story. When I did bring someone in like a nanny, I was like, what do I do?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how
I
it is.
found myself
That's how it
That's how it
begins,
is.
friend.
like, what am I doing? And then my children was like, oh, mommy, Miss Such and Such comes today.
Okay, girl.
Girl, you are so funny.
We gonna
I'm
talk.
like-
Wait, when's your birthday?
I'm
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces. I'm February 26th.
Oh, okay. My
I'm a
daughter's
Pisces.
birthday is February 12th. I have a Pisces moon. I get it. Listen, listen, I am understanding you and your energy. We're gonna work through it. I'm gonna give you my phone number because
Don't talk to I just
these
don't-
things that you want to do, we gonna do them.
How both of
Okay.
y'all got time? This one for
It's fine. You make the
Yours?
time.
Get
I
time.
get sharp.
At
Because
the
our
8
kids have a
p.m.
bedtime.
You can
Well, I'm
talk
saying
anytime
because
at
our
the
kids have a
8 p.m., girl.
bedtime. That's why.
We can talk at the 8
Look,
p.m.
mine go to sleep at 8 too.
Okay,
Okay.
we can all talk. We can
Yeah.
all have this conversation.
But
But
like,
it's
tap me in.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It's just the talking back. I'm gonna send them to you for.
Then talking back.
But
I have
wait.
a question for you,
Yes,
though.
yes,
I
give it
do
to
have a
me.
multiples mom question
Ask.
for you.
Oh, okay.
Your children they go to school, correct? Like
They
traditional school.
they go to Montessori school.
Montessori. I love
Mhm.
Montessori school. Very hands-on. I love the learning. Are they in the same class?
Yes.
I love that. No, I only asked that because when we first put our twins in,
Mhm.
all the multiple moms out there hear this.
Mhm.
They're gonna tell you, oh, they need to be separated.
Mhm.
They're
Just had this conversation on
individual.
Sunday.
They're gonna need they're individuals.
Who tells them that? The teachers or the
The
school?
school, the teachers, they'll try to tell. Well, they told
Other
me. I won't say
parents,
you. Yeah,
I
other
think-
parents.
Okay.
I
Like
think
they need
it's-
to build autonomy.
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, they are roommates. All they know is each other, and they're
I'm
gonna be
excited about
together.
this.
And when they get older, they're gonna naturally have differences that they both gonna want to do. Let's keep them together as long. So my
Mm.
twins, my quintuplets, triplets, they're all together. I
love
keep
that.
them together for that reason.
Mm.
So when I probably when I found out I was having twins, I probably started doing this research because I was just so curious. Ultimately, I had initially read a lot about separating them so that they
Mhm.
can have their individual personalities.
Yeah,
Da, 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 da,
yeah.
da. That was like sort of the conventional wisdom / like what I would say older twin parents would say, right?
Mhm.
So when we first put them in school, which was 2 years ago, they're 5 now, so they were 3 then.
Mhm.
I asked for them to be separated. And they were like, well, we have like one room for this age group. So they could be on different sides of the room. And I was like, okay, whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
we'll take what we can get in this case, a small,
Mhm.
beautiful school. Then when they moved up, by the next grade or year or whatever, they were like, we only have 2 teachers for the same age group. So now they're together. And I was like, okay. Like, again, it was just going with the flow.
Mhm.
Then I started doing more research as they're going into kindergarten this fall. And I started seeing like, keep them together. I started seeing that both in the research, but also like Instagram and TikTok twins, like
Yeah.
adult twins talking about how they wanted to be together, but their parents or
Aw.
teachers or whatever would separate
Aw.
them, and wanting to be together because that's partially is their comfort
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think as a parent, my fear is like, yes, people will confuse them and they won't have their individuality or they'll be disruptive together. But like, if if the good outweighs the bad in
Yeah.
terms of them being more comfortable and thus
Absolutely.
being
Yep.
able to thrive,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm here for
Period.
it. And so I started to read that. And so I've told all the schools we applied to that that's what we wanted. Ultimately, they're going to the same school as their big brother. But this weekend we had a school function, like a play date for all the incoming families. And there's another twin set in our class. And that mom told me that she was separating them for all those reasons. And we were talking to this other adult whose daughter is going to be in the class. And she waited till the other mom went away. And she was like, I'm a twin. And when I heard you say you're keeping yours together, so she's grown woman was like, that's how me and my sister were. And it's really important to me. So I think, she wasn't judging the other parent.
Yeah.
She was just like, she was just like, I think
you're
you're making the right
That's
decision.
beautiful.
I would have thought naturally separate. Like I would have naturally done
Really?
that. Like you all not tired of each other?
I naturally would think to keep them together, and only because I'm not a twin, but me and my sister are 2 years apart, and we shared a room together.
Yeah.
We shared a room together our whole lives, but she passed away when she was 24 and I was 22. So like naturally I keep my kids together. Like my middles are like 20 months apart. I just think it's really beautiful because you are going to naturally grow up and do your own thing. Like that
Yeah.
time together is so important.
Yep.
It means so much to you. It builds that bond. And like your sibling is like, that's the only person who knows what it's like to live with you.
Absolutely.
They were in the body together. Like, I don't know, I'm not. I just have a different way of thinking.
Unless they want to
Unless
be
they want-
separated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
And-
to me, it's like keep your babies together. Like they're twins.
Yeah. And our quintuplets, they did go to school when they were in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And the teacher would always laugh and say, when they would miss school, she's like, over half of my class is like gone. When you take your 5 out, over half the class is gone.
That's funny.
But we were really blessed to have at the school, it was a smaller school at the time. And
Yeah.
she did she taught my twins,
Mhm.
my first set. So that was so much easier
Mhm.
and to keep them all together. But it was never a thing of, well,
Yeah.
we're going to make sure we separate. But that's why I only asked that question because I feel as though the same way you feel. If they're thriving and
Yeah.
they're doing amazing together, let's do that. My twins are close. Are yours identical? Or,
Yeah, girl.
Oof.
And they look just like
They
her.
look-
Just look like her.
Yeah, they do.
Girls.
No, they're
Well,
boys, but they still look like me. They have a lot of hair.
No, so when the doctor told me with the twins, when he's rolling me out the hospital, he said, "Also, I just want to let you know it's high in African American and it's in my family too."
Mhm.
But he was like, you may have another set of multiples. I was like, give me another Percocet. I just want to get this pain out the way. And then, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it
what I
happened.
was told too, which is another reason we're done. I would have more. I would have had more, but my husband was done. And so he loves to remind people, like, when you have multiples, you're more likely to have multiples.
Mhm.
And when you have, I guess, like as many boys as we have, you're more likely to have the same gender again. So why try for a girl?
Well, see, that's why I
We could
tried
have
for.
3
That's why we did
boys.
pregnancy number. We was trying for what we thought was number 5, which is when the quintuplets came about.
Boom.
Because
Thank
I had
God
my
for
one
5.
daughter, and then it was Darian, and then I had Derek, Dallas, and Denver.
Yeah.
So I was like, ain't no way I'm having these 3 boys, baby. I need a girl. We gotta try again. We tried for 4 months,
Okay.
nothing. The 5th month I found was pregnant, and that was the quintuplet.
And they're all
Wow.
girls?
No, it's 2 boys, 3 girls.
Oh, okay,
Wow,
okay, okay.
wow, wow,
So
wow,
it was
wow.
girl, boy, boy. It's girl, boy, 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 boy.
She's like,
boy.
I think.
And
I
then
don't know.
My 3 girls.
Okay.
And I was just, and I don't know the gender, so I had to come up with all these different names
Yeah.
when we gave
They're
birth
all
to the
D
quints.
names?
All D.
What is?
Because my husband is all D. He's triple D.
Oh.
So it was like, okay, so we gotta come up with some D names.
That's
like,
cute.
how are we gonna do this? And
Oh my
yeah, I
goodness.
literally laid in the bed like on Google. Girl,
D
what we doing? Yeah,
names.
come on. And, like watching all these shows. I'm like, oh, Deani. My husband's name is Dion. Deani, girl or boy? Deani. We're gonna
Yeah.
go with that. Then I was like, Dayton. I like Dayton for a girl. I mean, literally, I was in the bed like, And then it was like, okay, now what are we gonna do? Then we got to the middle names. I was like, oh God.
I was about to say, that sounds
Help me.
exhausting.
I don't even need middle names.
It
Yeah,
was
I'm
a
like,
lot.
y'all,
I felt like
skipping
going
it.
back in labor again. That was getting the names was worse than going into labor, girl.
So you said earlier that you're open to having another child, or you?
I am.
Okay, so
I am
do
very
you
open.
feel like there is a number for you where you're like, okay, that's enough, or you're just gonna like keep having
Or-
babies until you
Or
don't?
even
have-
an age
I mean, I'm
where you want to
44,
stop.
so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm being honest. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, it's whatever God has in store.
Okay.
If He says, you know what, Karen, that's it for you, I am so grateful for my children that I have. if I go home tomorrow and take a test and call y'all up, I'm like, girl, that test was like smiley face happy. But no, I'm just open to whatever is there. Yes, I still feel as though there are things that I can still conquer and do
Mhm.
with my large family.
Yeah.
And yes, that book and all
Yes,
the other
girl.
things are definitely going to come out where I can talk to people and explain. But everything from breastfeeding
Mhm.
to putting them to bed to taking road trips. We drove to New York from Las Vegas. Don't try that at home.
How long was it?
Mm-mm.
Girl, it took us 8 days.
Oh, child.
8 days
With
in a
everyone?
15 passenger van and a 7. Yeah.
With
7
everyone
pa-
but your oldest,
No,
or
all of us.
everyone?
So we only went for a summer program. Well, she
Uh-huh.
only went for
Oh,
the
you
4
took
weeks, but
her.
we drove her there. And then we drove back. And then like a week and a half later, I had to get on the plane and fly and go get her. So it was like, okay, so I've
That
only
is
been home for
funny.
like a week. Like, why is this trip
That's
seem so much?
hilarious.
We did the road
Wait,
trip
so would
thing.
you can you picture yourself like 50 with a newborn? Maybe. No? Okay. Okay.
I can't picture myself 50. That's just me. I mean, but I still feel, although I'm 44, I feel like I'm 21.
Girl, you
Yeah,
look
good.
like
You
you're
look like you're
21.
21.
Stop it.
Why, thank you. But everything is checked out.
Mhm.
Uterus, everything's still tight,
Good.
right? And hey,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
clearly-
say
everything's
Y'all don't have no problems in that area.
You know,
Y'all
and I'm
good.
like, no, and look, I never had breasts like that.
Mhm.
So I mean, where I hear women, I think it was someone, was it Melanie? I think I saw on a podcast
Oh,
talked about
talking
her
about-
breasts
Yeah.
and stuff, and I was like, wow, I don't know what that. I didn't have any.
No, I did.
Girl,
I
Indeed.
didn't
I
have any.
didn't
I'm
have
an
any, and now I
A-cup.
have
I'm
less.
A. I'm like, it was something last week. I was about to go out the house. I said, I was telling my mother. I said, oh wait, ma, I gotta go put on the bra. She said, girl, nobody gonna notice it. I was like, oh, like I want people to notice that I have a bra. Like, don't count me out like that.
Oh,
But
wow.
it is
Wait,
just
is
things
your
like that.
mom Gigi?
No, that's my mother-in-law.
Okay, your mother-in-law. How's she doing?
She's doing good, thank you. She has her up and down days. She and
Okay.
I are like this.
Okay.
She's really close. I am so grateful again to have a great mother-in-law.
Okay.
She don't deal with me as the wife to her son. She
Mhm.
deals with me as a woman.
Love it.
Woman
Love
to
it.
woman. So
Mhm.
I have had some very deep conversations with this woman.
Mm.
And she'd be like, what did he do again? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get him. He
I love
said,
that.
So
I
me
did
and
not do-"
TR.
Yes,
Yeah. The
yeah.
father of my children, his mom, same thing. Is like it's woman to woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love that. I mean, you need that good support. And she's not one, if he and I are having an argument, you would think she's not even in the room.
Yep.
Mm.
She literally will either leave or she won't say anything.
Oh, that's
And I think
beautiful.
that's really good because in families you have that disagreement. You
Mhm.
have that person that remembers every single thing, and you and your partner or spouse
Yeah.
then moved on past, and they're like, I didn't like
Yep.
the fact that he
Mm.
said this to you, and
Girl.
it's like we gotta get through this. We
Yeah.
gotta talk. We gotta
Yeah.
have conversations, and yeah. But Gigi she is that, and I just love her. She puts me in my place when I need to be in my.
We have a question of the week. Our listeners write us beautiful love notes
Okay,
sometimes, and
okay.
sometimes deep questions for us to try to figure out. Will you help us answer today's question
Sure.
of the week?
Let's.
Let me read it.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
ma'am.
It says, "Hi, mamas. I'm currently pregnant with my first child. Like Cody, I'm doing all the research. Aw. Which is how I found this show. I'm putting together my registry and am so overwhelmed. What would you say was one of the most useful items you used during your newborn phase?"
Mm.
If she's breastfeeding, of course, I'd say a breast pump. She gotta
Yeah.
have that.
Thought about that.
I know this gonna sound small. Was a bottle cleaner.
No,
I
that
always say that because I hate it. I used to, when I first started, took the cloth and went in and be like,
Mhm.
this ain't getting it. But I needed a very, very good bottle cleaner.
And they be stressing
And-
you out with like, if the bottle's not clean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
baby can get sick.
Yes,
Yep. They
sanitize.
stressing
Have your
you
little
out.
sanitizing bag
Yeah,
thing to
all
pop
of
in the
that.
microwave
Mhm.
and boil.
All of
I would
that.
say make sure you got you a good bottle brush cleaner.
Mhm.
That is
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say, Cody?
The first thing that came to mind, two things came to mind right away. One was the travel stroller, the one that like fits in the overhead
Oh,
bin.
yeah.
Because we was traveling
Oh.
with one. With two, it was different. And then the second thing that came to mind was the DockATot. Because the little,
I love
it's like a
DockATot.
little thing that lays on the bed, but it has padding, so they can lay on it and they can't fall. You know, they can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
They
but
won't. They won't like fall off or roll over. It's kind of like
yeah,
it's like a pillow
with
that
edges.
it's kind of like a pregnancy pillow that goes like around.
Yeah,
and then
around the
there's a
baby.
flat part
Okay.
inside, but it's little, so you can put it on the couch. You can put it on the
Yeah.
bed. Like it's
Okay.
really nice to travel with.
And
That was
my
my
favorite
favorite
thing.
thing
I love
about
Doc.
being a newborn mom is watching a lot of TV. Just literally laying in the bed,
Hold on, that boppy was good
breastfeeding,
too, though.
people bringing me food, and so the
Mhm.
babies at the two actually fit in one DockATot for a while, but they would just be in the DockATot.
I love this. I would probably say mine is I love to carry my babies on my chest
Ooh, yeah.
after for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I would say probably like the ergo babies.
Mhm.
They
Oh,
have
those
like
are
the
nice.
wrap
A
one,
baby
and then
carrier, yeah.
I had one for like hiking and stuff when I wanted
Yep.
to go outside, and also gripe water. I feel like gripe water was really good. Peace had a lot of
Gas.
yeah, just super gassy and fussy,
Yeah.
but that was like magic.
Mhm.
You know what? I did not use bottles. I just breastfed from my boob because my kids wouldn't take a bottle. So, but well, there was that one Mama Toma is something
Comatoma.
Comatoma.
My
Yeah.
favorites. The only ones my bougie kids like.
I think you're the
The
one who
little
told me to
green
buy
one?
it.
Yeah, it's like
and it's like
squishy.
green and pink.
Mhm.
Yes,
I like
you're
that
the
one.
person who told me to buy that bottle, and that was one that they would take sporadically.
Yeah.
But I did like it's like it mimics like a
boob.
breast. Yeah.
It was
I
wider.
feel like the most useful items that I learned when I started asking for after my first child is diapers. Like I would just put diapers on my my baby registry. Like
Yeah.
I don't want nothing else
Yeah.
because when they're so little,
Yeah, they run into them.
diapers and onesies because they're gonna poop through their clothes a lot. You're gonna
Mhm.
be changing a lot of onesies,
Yeah.
and that was like the most
Yeah.
useful thing, especially if you're having an at-home experience where you get to stay home with the baby. It's kind of
Mhm.
like they're just pooping and sleeping.
Yeah.
You don't really
yeah.
need nothing else. Like you're holding them. You know what I mean?
You're
A
right.
boppy is nice
It
too.
was
That was
good.
lovely.
I
Yes.
love that.
That was
I really
lovely.
do love
Also,
that.
Cash.
Girl, yes.
Cash and support, postpartum support. Have some postpartum support.
Yes,
Yes.
a postpartum doula, a night nurse, and
Mhm.
cash.
But
Yes.
see, that I can do. On a native line, I
Oh.
can do the night. Yes, I can do that.
Karen.
I can do
Sleep.
that. I
We
can
like
do
this.
that.
For that 10 to 7 sleep.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that at night. You
Okay.
know, that was that my
Yes.
mother-in-law did that and helped us
I
out
love
Oh,
that.
that's
a
beautiful.
lot. She was in there. My mom, when she was visiting too, she was grabbing the babies and doing stuff. So I would say that was, for me, I always tell new moms too, a postpartum doula or help around the house is great.
Mhm. Yeah.
But also, I notice it's kind of a catch-22 because what I'm about to say is kind of hard. Because the problem is when you come home with the little baby or babies,
Mhm.
and then after so many weeks, that help leaves.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you're stuck
Word.
and you're like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? So one of the things that helped me and Derrico out is that we learned the system. And we knew when to say, okay, Cody, you coming over to help? Okay, great. Can you come at these times?
Yep.
Because when everybody comes in and everyone's helping you, and you're like, oh my God, this is so great. And then they're like,
Yeah.
I'm only here for 3 weeks, and then 3 weeks
Yeah.
leave, and then you're at home. You're like, oh, I gotta figure this out on my own.
Stagger
So
it.
try your best to you and your spouse to get a system. Because
Mhm.
when that help leaves,
That's good.
you're gonna be like stranded in a sense, trying to figure
Mhm.
it out. So before everyone compiling, and if you got his family, your family all coming in, stagger them. So
Yeah.
you know what, Mom, you come these 2 weeks, and then you give yourself a little break, a week in between to kind of get things together. Then you bring the other ones in.
I love this.
This
And
is
you
this
do
is the
that.
whole truth.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do
This is
that,
great advice.
Mhm.
and then that way you don't feel so overwhelmed.
Yes.
One, and then two, you kind of get a schedule of what you need.
Yeah.
So like right now, if I had all of y'all help right now to come to my house in Vegas, I'd say, okay, Cody, 12:30 to 3.
Mhm.
The younger 5 are asleep.
Yeah.
So what I need for you to do is prepare their lunch and meal when they get up from nap.
Mhm.
When they
Mhm.
get up from nap, I will now need you
Okay.
to go ahead and help get them dressed and clothes, and they do their learning time.
Oh, so you do want a nanny?
This is the
But
support.
I need, and then I'll tell you another secret too. I am bad at like delegating. Like my husband all day,
You don't
he can
sound
walk
like it.
around. But he's just to me, and what I do is like if I see you over there doing something and you're not doing it, oh, I'll do it, Cody. Just I don't know how to say, this is how I need it done.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm coming across diva-ish if I
Mhm.
say,
Yeah.
do it like this. But even if I say to you in a way of, no, I prefer you to roll my towels and not fold them flat, then I have an issue with how you're feeling that I'm telling
Girl,
you
if
that.
you
Yeah.
paying
No, I
somebody though,
feel
that's
you.
their job.
That's
They
my
want you-
problem.
they-
It's still a
yes.
learning
But that's
curve.
my
Yeah.
I agree
problem.
with you. It's still
Yeah.
a learning
It's
curve.
my husband can come in and say, oh yeah, no, you're gonna need to roll those
Mine
up that way,
too.
and they need to go in here like this.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, baby, you had to tell her like that? Let me
Right?
try
He
it."
like, yeah.
Yeah. And then, but then I find with his method, you roll the towels and it's got done.
Exactly.
But with my method, it's like, well, you didn't hear me. I told you nice. I told you
Right.
calm.
You
and I
like
told you
that's funny.
sweet.
I told you too many times.
I told you last month.
Yeah.
You are my husband and I am your husband because I don't have a problem. Like,
That's
we want to
funny.
roll them and put them at a 30-degree angle and put them in there. Please, thank you, and good night. And then he's more like, I'll just do it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. And I'm
He's-
like, why
he's
are
the
we paying
OCD
somebody?
type. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to have it a certain
Wait, I
way.
have one more thing that I used to think that everyone knew about, and then I found out when somebody recently had a baby, and I was like, y'all not doing this? A meal train.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
You know what a meal train
Oh,
is?
yes.
It's
I do, but
literally a website
Mhm.
called
Mhm.
mealtrain.com where you can
'cause
like
so much is going
your
on.
friends can sign up to order food or
Yes.
bring you food.
That
Then you know when it's coming, on what day you put in your time of dinner, your dinner time. You put in your preferences. Like I
I
really
love
thought everybody
that.
knew about meal train.
I did too.
Oh.
People do them usually for what I've experienced is they happen a lot during pregnancies or deaths.
Yes,
So when someone
yes,
passes away,
yeah.
they'll do one.
Or like
yeah.
a surgery or something.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, meal train is good
Meal
though.
train
real.
is good.
Because don't nobody want to cook.
No, especially
Like,
not
don't
Karen.
call me.
We know.
Me and Karen, we not cooking.
We ain't
okay?
cooking, girl. We, I don't. Don't ask me to taste food. Don't ask me
Not
like,
taste
Karen, I
it.
cooked this. I don't like onions. I'm like, what'd you put in here? And if I see my food before, like if I see like raw chicken and stuff, I'm like,
Oh my.
but you ate this last week and it was good. Yeah, but I didn't know you put
Yeah.
mustard on it. So now count me out. Deal
Oh,
past me.
Lord.
I'm bad like that. Yeah, it's
Deal
it's-
past me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I got some
Oh,
picky
man.
eaters. I do.
Yeah.
I have some. I'm a
Girl.
veggie eater, salad eater.
You might have to
I
come
mean,
back because I have a
the
million
odds of having
questions.
14 children and somebody not being a picky eater, I
Right.
think is
Right.
You know.
I need to know how you deal with that too. Like picky, like you're gonna have to come back again because I've
Yeah.
like the functionality of the home. I've got like 800. I'll just watch the show.
Okay, now y'all better watch Doubling Down with the Derricos
That's
on
right.
TLC
May
Yeah.
14th.
May 14th.
8
Thank you, girl.
p.m.
Thank
early
you.
time. Early time. You come on earlier, so let the children stay up on Tuesday nights.
Yes.
Okay, Tuesday
Because you're
nights.
going to learn from her 14 children. Okay? And also, you're listening to The Mama Stand, wherever you get your podcast. Share with a friend. Leave us a note, rate, review, subscribe, follow. I don't know. And then watch us on YouTube every Tuesday on the Black Love YouTube page. And then remember to subscribe somewhere down there. If you're watching us, it's like down
Right there, just
somewhere.
down there.
Right in there. She said it. And we love you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.